Hello everyone. Good evening to all. Welcome you all in this session. Welcome in the YouTube channel of Oliveboard. So please confirm everything is fine. My audibility and visibility. Let me check. I hope everything is fine. So let's start the session. Today we have to start the marathon session of Module A, which we have already covered in our capsule batch. And here we will be doing questions related to Module A. So total we have number of question, that is question 20, total number of questions are 75. Okay, and in this you will be seeing some case study question, true false question, match the following format type question, and direct MCQs. Clear? So those who are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe the YouTube channel, and if you feel that sessions are useful to you, then hit the like button as well. So let's start the session with the very first question. What you have to do, simply whatever answer you feel that the answer of this particular question is, do mention the question number before that. Like question number one, answer if you are feeling A, so write 1A. Okay, so don't forget to mention the question number before mentioning your answers. So question number first is here. Two statements are given, and for every question I'm giving you 10 seconds. It is on the topic on the training and of the job training. Yes, good evening, Alka ji. All okay? Chalo. To start giving the answers. What statement one says on the job training provides immediate hands-on experience? Yes, on the job training is what? The training is provided you on your job location. That is on the job training. And integration with company culture, it provides immediate training, hands-on experience. Yes, correct. Of the job training, it focuses more on theoretical knowledge. Why? Because you're not getting training on that workplace. On that workplace you're not getting training, so what happens, it focuses more on theoretical knowledge but less on practical knowledge, because if you are on that company then only you will do the practical work na. Clear? So that is why both the statements are true. That is, of the job training focuses on theoretical knowledge and on the job provides immediate hands-on experience. But statement 2 is not the correct explanation of statement 1. Why? Because see, on the job training is telling its own point and of the job training is telling its own point. They both are not related to each other. So that is why statement 2 is not the correct explanation of statement 1. Option number B. Clear? Now, next question. You have to match the following. All the functions of management. Find the keywords: planning, organizing, directing, controlling among all these activities. It involves, see, whenever the match the following question comes now, try to read the right side first. Okay, the one who gives the explanation of that topic. Now, it involves taking a call on future and deciding about it. So what is you decide in future, you take plan, you make plan in advance. What is that? That deciding of about the future in advance, that is all about planning. Now, structuring and arranging the resources. This is the keyword. In which activity we arrange the resources, we distribute the resources, we allocate the resources, we assign the task to the individuals, the people employed by the organization. In which function of management we do in organizing. Now, third is it covers the function of guiding and supervising activities. So guiding and supervising. Supervising is the element of which function of management? It is directing. So directing. And controlling is what? That is, it helps in monitoring the activities. So it is required to ensure that actions taken by the management help in achieving organizational goals. So all the points are related to parallel wise. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear? Option C is the answer. Now, next question number 3. The average human being is inherently lazy. Keyword is given to you, lazy by nature. Now, which among all the, you can say the theory or the motivational theories, which of the following say this, that the human beings are lazy? They are inactive. This statement is related to, and this question has been came in your previous year. So this is previous year question. So I have included 10, 12 previous year questions. That is, which theory says that? The theory X assumption is that the employees are lazy, they are inactive, they are dormant, and they are not self-directed, not self-motivated. Neither self-directed nor self-motivated. Whereas on the other hand, theory Y, what says that they are self-directed, they are self-motivated, they want more and more tasks. Okay, they do brainstorming, they give new ideas in the company. That is all about theory Y. Now, question number 4. Yes, it's 3A. Let me share it in the group also. Miss Kavita, the ex-chairman of Narnolia Limited, built up her successor before retiring. Now, when Miss Kavita wants to get the retirement, at that time he built up her successor. Following the norms set by herself, she handed all the reins of the company to whom? To Mr. Mehta, the co-founder. Now, what type of quality is being described over here? Name the concept of management, which was the reason why Miss Kavita chose Mr. Mehta to be her successor. Leadership, motivation, communication, or stuffing. That is the leadership. Because of her leadership, the she had handed the reins of her business to whom? To Mr. Mehta, the co-founder of that company. Why? Because she is having the power, she can influence the other person, and she is acting as a leader of the company. Yes, correct. Now, question number 5. What is the correct sequence of in steps in motivation process? What comes first? Tension comes first, unsatisfied need drives or search behavior. In motivation process, what comes first? First, the need comes. You want that, you have that desire. That is why you are motivated to perform any kind of work. So unsatisfied need is there. Then for fulfilling this need, you will have the tension in your mind that how to fulfill this need. After that, the drives will be there. What are the things that will motivate you? You will search the behavior, then that behavior will satisfy you. And if once your behavior is satisfied, then there is less of tension. That is reduction of tension. So option B is the correct answer. Clear? So this is the unsatisfied need is what? It is the initial stage where an individual feels lack of something. Now then tension arises. They have to fulfill that need. So tension will be there. Now drives will be, the tension will trigger what? The internal drives of forces. Then they will search for the behavior. The person will search for the behavior to satisfy his or her need. After once the person has searched, now that behavior will satisfy his or her need. They will engage in necessary action, and last is the reduction of tension. Clear? Now you have to tell which statements are correct regarding Deming's TQM. TQM is what? Write the full form of TQM. TQM, full form of TQM. Total Quality Management. Now, three statements are given to you. You have to tell me which statements are correct. So in TQM, we have 14 principles. Among these 14 principles, three statements have been formed. So what does the first statement say? Organization should break down barriers between departments to improve quality. Yes, TQM talks about the quality, that the products and services which we are offering to our customers, we should not only go for the quantity, rather for quantity, we should also go for the quality. Means the standardization of products should be there. So management for that should break down the barriers, yes, to improve the quality. Yes, this statement is correct. Now, management should eliminate slogans and exhortations for the workforce. This was the one principle only. Yes, this is also correct. Now, emphasis should be placed on awarding business based solely on the lowest price. Is it so that you will always focus on the lowest price? You will always choose the lowest bid? Tell me. This is what we have studied. The company will go for the lowest bid or company will ignore the lowest bid. So this statement is wrong. Why? Because it says that emphasis is on, it is based solely on lowest price. No, we should not focus on lowest price. We should not go for the cheap product. Why? Because the cheap product will lead to the inferior quality of products. That is why the statement is wrong. And statement 1 and 2 are correct. That is option number C. Clear? Now, next, Deming's 14 points, which is related to 14 points of TQM. Again, three statements are given to you. So continuous improvement should be there so that we can achieve our organizational goal. Yes. Dependence on inspection is the best way to ensure quality. What we have studied, that we should never dependent on inspection. We should never dependent on inspection, that when inspection will take place, then only we will enhance the quality. No, we never depends on this. We will work on the quality. We have to work on the quality before the inspection as well. We should not wait for the inspection period, and when the inspection period will come, then we will work on the quality of our products. No, dependency should be not on the inspection period. If you want to ensure the quality of your product, you have to work today itself. You have to start today itself. Leadership should focus on helping people to do a better job. Yes, this is also correct. So again, 1 and 3 are correct. Option number B. Clear? Now, next. So we have There were two researchers who conducted the study on Ohio State University and Chicago State University. Remember? Now, on that we have question 2-3. The Ohio State Leadership Studies identify two key categories of leadership behavior. Now, which are they? The transformational, transactional, initiating structure, consideration, autocratic, democratic, or task oriented, people oriented. The study was conducted in Ohio State University. So, what were the two categories of the leadership? It was initiating structure and consideration. See, in Ohio State University, studies on behavior of leaders were conducted in the year 1950. Conducted by whom? By the researchers of Ohio State University and University of Chicago. Now, why this study was conducted? This study was conducted to know that how leaders they behave in the company, how leaders behave in the organization. And see, both the studies was conducted and the result was same. The conclusion was same. Just the name was different. Though it was similar, were given but different names. So in Ohio State University, it was about the consideration and initiating structure. Whereas in University of Chicago, the name was given relation-oriented behavior and task-oriented behavior. So the task-oriented, people-oriented, that is of, you can say, Chicago, and consideration and initiating structure is what? Of Ohio State University. Clear? No, task oriented is of this one, the University of Chicago. Task oriented and relation oriented. That is why I have given this question so that many of you will get confused by seeing the task oriented and the people oriented. Now it's clear to you. Option B is the answer. So two universities have different names, but the conclusion was same. Both said that the task and the good relations are important in the company. If these are in the company, then only the organization will grow. And don't worry, the PDF will be uploaded. Okay, two more questions related to OYO only. I guess this is repeated. Which combination of behavior associated with most effective leadership? So high initiating structure and low consideration, low initiating, high initiating, high consideration, or low initiating, low consideration. So both should be high, that is high initiating structure and high consideration. Now, what key tool was developed by these researchers to measure the leadership behavior? The Myers-Briggs type indicator, leader behavior, LBDQ, Big Five inventory, situational leadership scale. So that is the leader behavior description questionnaire. That is how leader will behave in the company. And if on the behavior of the leadership, the relation will be defined. Now, which one of the following is not an advantage of planning? Yes, it's B, correct. Not an advantage of planning. Means you have to find what? The disadvantage of planning. So planning reduces uncertainty. Yes, it's correct. It reduces uncertainty. Now, it works with controlling. Yes, both planning and controlling are independent, interdependent to each other, interrelated, and interdependent to each other. Now, the process of planning takes a significant amount of time. Yes, it takes a lot of time. It means it is a time consuming process. And we have studied in the disadvantage of planning that One disadvantage is what? That is time consuming process. Option number C. Now, case study. This is one. Case study is there on the topic MBO, management by objective. Now, who has given this term management by objective? Who has given? PF Drucker has given. Okay, read. I'm giving you 2 3 minutes to read this case study. Once it's done, write it in the comment section box so that I can show you the questions. What it says, AMK Enterprise is there, mid-sized marketing firm is there. Now, this firm is facing declining sales and low team morale. The marketing manager, who is marketing manager Rupali Deshmukh, was tasked with reversing this trend and meeting the challenging sales target within 6 months. Now, this the manager Rupali Deshmukh has worked on how to increase their sales and more, you can say high team morale. So for this, she has implemented what MBO, that is management by objective. Now, she she convened a meeting with her team, and in that team, both the managers and both the employees they together came to take decisions on the company with the company's overall objective of increasing sale by 25%. Now, each team member, they have given their personalized goals. Okay, they have to perform their personalized goal on the basis of their expertise and on the basis of previous performance. Now, with the help of MBO, the client retention ratio increased by 15% and they acquired on 10 new accounts per month. So this progress was reviewed bi-monthly. Bi-monthly means every 2 months. Then Rupali provided regular feedback. Okay, she has done recognizing achievements, addressing shortcomings. She worked on rest of the day-to-day operation of the business, which was going down. Through this goal setting, continuous monitoring with motivational feedback, the sales target exceeded with how much? The one which was declining, now it exceeded with a 28% increase in sale at the end of 6 months. Clear? Done? Now, questions are there. Which of the following best describes the first step Rupali took in the MBO process? What was the first step? So she set clear and measurable goals in collaboration with her team. Option number B. Now, which of the following is a potential limitation of MBO from the case study? Yes. Swati ji and L. Parik ji, please mention the question number before mentioning your answers because sometimes I receive the comments too late. So, what was the limitation? That this is universally applicable? It discourages teamwork? No. How MBO discourages teamwork? It eliminates the need for feedback? No. But yes, it sometimes leads to inflexible goals and overemphasis on quantitative target. So why? Because all are busy in making the decision, so they will focus on the quantity rather than quality. So that is why MBO focus on more quantitative target and they ignore qualitative. Now, what was the primary challenge faced by AMK enterprises before implementing MBO? Before MBO, what was the challenge that this enterprise was facing? Yes, correct. It's 13D. Now, tell me the answer of 14. You can see the case study also. Yes, it's 14A. Correct. Now, next, what critical factor ensured the alignment of individual and organizational goal? Alignment means the matching of individual's goal with the organizational goal. If you want, I can show you the case study. Assigning identical targets to the employees, customizing objectives based on individual strength and their past performance, their past behavior, relying solely on financial incentives? No. Ignoring employee input in goal setting? Yes, correct. It's B, customizing objectives based on individual strength and past performance. Option B is the correct answer. Now, again, two statements are given on the job training and off the job training. So, on the job training provides opportunities for immediate feedback from superior supervisors and colleagues. Off the job training often involves feedback through formal evaluation and course completion rates rather than the real time job performance. Yes, both the statements are true, but statement 2 is not the correct explanation of statement 1. So both the statements are independent, they are correct, but they are not relating to each other. Clear? So in on the job training, we get immediate feedback. Why? Because the training is provided at your workplace only. So you get immediate feedback. Now, off the job training, it involves feedback through formal evaluation. The formal evaluation, it is the ongoing process where the evaluation is done on a regular manner. Now, question number 17. Again, five functions of management are given. You have to do the match the following question. Yes, it's correct. Option number, okay, I have not given the option. It's correct. It is option number A. Now, planning is what? Setting objectives, deciding action for future. You are allocating resources and assigning tasks to your individuals in which function of management we do organizing. Staffing is what? Placing right person on the right job, that is providing, recruiting them, then selecting them. First is recruitment, then selection. Recruitment is positive process, selection is negative process. After selecting the candidates, you will do the induction program. After induction program, you will provide the training to them. After training, you will do the performance appraisal. So this is the step of staffing. Now, directing, motivating, guiding employees. Yes, four elements of directing are there. Write down the all those four elements quickly. And controlling is what? Monitoring performance. So That is option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are four elements of directing, right? What are the four elements of directing quickly? Question number 18. Four elements of directing are what? Supervision, motivation, leadership, and last is what? Tell me. Communication. These are the four elements of directing. Now, question number 18. Indian Drugs and Pharmaceutical Limited is engaged in the manufacturing and distribution of what medicines? Now, the company has set up its target of increasing sales up to sales turnover by the 20%. Now, to achieve this objective, company has decided to diversify into baby healthcare product. Now, company has diversified its different you can say products into the baby healthcare products. Accordingly, the company has identified various alternatives also for the diversification process. Now, why we do diversification process? Just to decrease the risk. They divided this process by determining positive and negative and selected the ideal plan which is most stable and profitable. Now, which of the steps of planning have been followed over here? Identifying alternatives, follow-up action, or selecting an alternatives. See, if you will see over here, it is written the company has identified various alternatives. Yes, this is the now. They divided this process by determining the negative and positive aspect and selected the ideal plan. Means from different alternatives, they have selected the important alternatives, selected the ideal plan. So both for you can say identifying alternatives and selecting an alternatives both are included in this. So option D is the correct answer. Clear? Yes. 18D. Now, question number 1920. Organizational structure. In functional organizational structure, employees are grouped based on functional organization structure. There are different organization structure. Functional organization, it is grouped on the basis of specialized skill. Functional, we have learned one word that is expertise, specialized skill and job function. Now, what are the key characteristics of divisional organizational structure? There are two types of functional and divisional. So it seems that both are the same, but no, there is difference between these two. Functional is functional is divided into what on the basis of skills, on the basis of departments, but divisional organizational structure it is divided on the basis of specific products or product line. So option question number 20 that is employees are grouped by the area of expertise semi-independently often based on product lines or region. Option number B. Clear? Yes, 19C correct. And 20th it is B. Now, this is the difference between functional and divisional organizational structure. So functional and divisional. So functional divided by functions, marketing, finance, HR, divisional divided by products, region or customer group. So function department, product region. So you can read it later on by downloading the PDF. Yes, it's B. Now, question number 21 and 22. 5 codes of discipline of learning organization. No, system thinking is a part of learning organization in 5 codes. System thinking, personal mastery, mental model. Centralized decision making is not the part of learning organization. So option number D. It was asked not which characteristic best describes a learning organization from a traditional organization. That is mastery of disciplines like system thinking and team learning. So every organization they have different approaches. They have different way of learning things. So it is like system thinking and team learning. Clear? So that is 5 codes of disciplines are system thinking, personal mastery, mental model, shared vision, and team learning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5. The 5 codes of learning organization. Yes, it's option D. Correct, Deepuji. Now, next two questions 23, 24. So, total we have 75 questions. Founder of modern management methods. Russell C. Swanberg, F. W. Taylor, Peter Drucker, Henry Fayol. Father of modern management method, Henry Fayol. Sorry, Peter F. Drucker. Option C. Clear? Now, question number 24. That is Peter F. Drucker. 24. Which of the following statement about learning organization is true? No, Frederick Winslow Taylor is the father of scientific management. So learning is limited to formal training programs. Employees are discouraged. No, it is not limited to. Continuous learning and adaptation are embedded in culture. Yes. So continuous learning, that learning does not end. Okay, if you think that learning is the process which will come to an end, but no, it is the process. It never comes to an end. It is the ongoing process. And once you forget to adapt the things, then it will become difficult for you to carry on your activities in the organization. So continuous learning and their adaptation is important in the learning organization. Option number C. Now, next 25, 26. Again, question on product, the organizational structure, and the functional structure. Yes, correct. It's B of question number 25. Again, more suitable for large companies with diverse product line. When product lines we are talking about, so it is divisional structure. Which of the following best describes the reporting relationship in functional structure? So who will report to whom? Whom is reported by which person? So decentralized, hierarchical, cross-functional, no clear. So reporting relationship talks about what? The scalar chain, the chain of command, that who will report to whom. So that is hierarchical with clear chains of command within each function. Yes, it's 26B. Correct. Now, major difference between PERT and CPM. Now, first of all, write the full form of PERT and write the full form of CPM. So PERT is what? That is program, evaluation, and review technique. And CPM is critical path method. Now, what is PERT and CPM? When you don't know when you are uncertain of the time period, that is PERT. When you know the time period and now you're finding the shortest time to complete your work, that is known as CPM. So CPM deals with uncertainty, PERT does not. CPM does not deals with uncertainty, PERT deals with uncertainty. So this is wrong. Now, it is deterministic, it is probabilistic. No, it uses multiple time estimate. Yes, and CPM uses a single time estimate. In part, when you don't know the actual time duration for the completion of work, when you are unaware of that, when you cannot predict that, in this we use three cases. Scenario. Okay, the best one, that what would be the best, that it will take less time to complete. Let's take an example. Okay, suppose you want to launch any kind of your any kind of app, okay, in the bank. Now, for this, you don't know how much time it will take for designing the app, for how app will work. So engineers are there, the softwares are there. Now, you don't know how much time it will take. So you are expecting that if the best time it will take like 2 days, the normal time period it will take 5 days, and the pessimistic time period, the more time period it will take of 7 days. So this is what? This is your code. Clear? Now, so this is all the difference between PERT and CPM. So PERT uses multiple time estimate. It is used for projects with uncertainty of a new non-repetitive or R&D project where you don't know how much time the activity will take. It is optimistic, most likely pessimistic, just like we studied in our scenario analysis in that is decision making. Clear? Uncertainties chapter in ABFM module B. Now, and CPM is what? It is used for predictable routine, or where you know the how much time it will take, but like you know that it will take 7 days to complete this activity. Now you are finding the shortest way to complete it in 6 days, to complete it in only 5 days. It is deterministic. Clear? The difference between PERT and CPM. So this is the summary table. Now, next question number 28. In which method does the appraiser respond to a series of yes no questions about the employee? Yes no type of question is there. Which type of method? Checklist method, essay method, bars, or forced distribution? Yes, it is checklist method where the checklist is given to you, yes or no, like this. Clear? Now, essay method is what? Simply you have to write about the qualities of the assessing, that is essay method. Bars is behaviorally anchored rating scale. You are doing the appraisal based on the performance, based on the person's past behavior, past performance. And forced distribution is what? Now, forced distribution, when you are being forced that, like, you are given the option that you can only put at the top 10% of the people. Like 100 people are working in your company, you are forced that you can only keep the 10% of people on the top category. Even if there are 20% of the people, like 20 people are very good in your company, but still you are forced that you have to keep only 10 people at the top. So that is forced distribution. Clear? Now there is one more method that is known as forced choice method. Now what is this forced choice method? Where you are given only three options, and from that option you have to do the choosing. Like if I say you that I'm giving you the option like burger, okay, pav bhaji, and what? And dosa. Now you want to eat pizza, but still I'm giving you only three options. Now you have to choose from only these three options. So this is what? This is forced choice method. Clear? Now this is very easy and as well as very important also. 2-3 times this question has been repeated in the exam. What is SMART? Yes, it is a specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. So this is all about your specific, your goals. It should be specific to the point. It should be measurable. You can measure it in the quantitative terms. It should be achievable. Okay, that you can achieve that goals. And relevant means it should be logical. It should align with your goals, company's long-term objectives, and time basis within the stipulated time. It does not mean that you have framed your objectives today in the year 2025 and you are fulfilling that in the year 2030. No, it should be within time base. If 2 years are given, so within 2 years you have to fulfill your objectives. Now, this is again previous year question. Maslow's hierarchy of need theory. You have to find the order of lowest need to highest need. Read the question. One uh, one time the question was framed from highest to lowest need, and many banker they did blunder at that time. They marked the question from lowest to highest need. It is 30. Yes, this is 30, not 7. It is 30. How B how B safety need comes first or physiological needs comes first? First the physiological needs come, na basic level of need. What is the basic level of need? The food, the shelter, the water. These are the basic level of needs. Then comes safety level of needs. Sometimes safety level of needs will be written as security needs also. Then love and belonging, self-esteem, and last is self-actualization need. This is repeated. Clear? Yes. Option number D. Now, next, best describes the linear model of communication. Linear model of communication, what I have taught you, linear means a straight line. It means communication is going from one direction to another direction, but the communication is not reverse, it's not reversing back. It means that is, it is one-way communication process from sender to receiver. No feedback is there. In linear model of communication, there is no feedback. Yes, option number B. Now, question number 32. The manager, Mr. Rahman, strictly adheres to the plan that lays on maximum of 10% discount to be offered to customers. So Mr. Rahman has said that maximum we can give discount how much? 10% to our customers on sale of goods. Mr. Rahman could not provide 10.5% discount on large order. Now, so what it happens now when you purchase order in bulk, then you get extra discount. But Mr. Rahman could not provide 10.5% discount even if the old customer is purchasing his product on bulk when he demanded discount. Now, which limitation of planning is reflected here? It is rigid, it does not work in dynamic environment, it produces creativity or it involves huge cost. You have to tell me the answer related to this paragraph. Although all limitations are the correct one, but you have to tell me the answer. That is what Mr. Rahman could not go beyond 10 to 10.5%. It means what? Once Mr. Rahman has framed that this is the discount level, he cannot go beyond that. So it means planning is what? Planning is inflexible, it is rigid. Clear? Okay. Now again, next case study 2. So Sunrise Bank Limited, it is a large commercial bank with branches across the city. The bank's formal structure is well defined. Now, from this but 2 lines, at least we know that it is talking about the structure of organization with a clear hierarchy from managing director down to branches manager. Each employee they have specific their job description, their communication, and they have to strictly follow that only. However, within Sunrise Bank, informal structure. Now it is clear that it is talking about informal and formal structure. Naturally developed. Informal structure have naturally developed means they have developed spontaneously. Employees from different departments often have friendship groups. Okay. Junior staff, they sometimes seek advice from experienced colleagues rather than direct supervisors. These informal networks help employees adapt quickly to changes and foster a sense of belonging. Now, in informal organization, what happens? You develop good relation between persons, or you become a friend of that person. You have a good relation, a good rapport, and it follows what? The grapevine. So remember, informal is also known as grapevine. Now, manager at Sunrise recognize that both formal and informal structures they play important roles through official committees and strengthen the informal networks with a positive work culture. Clear? Done. Now let's do question. So in a Sunrise Bank Limited, which of the following best describes a formal organization structure? Formal organization structure talks about what type of pattern? A clear chain of command is there, defined hierarchy is there, informal organization and procedures. Option number D. Now, which feature is most associated with the informal organization? Documented reporting relationship, it is a part of formal. Formal. Now, social network is a part of informal. Drawback of informal organization. So, in informal organization, what happens? Just because of grapevine structure, the rumors are high. So, spread of rumors. Now, what is grapevine? Suppose you have said something to your next person. Now, that next person says something to the third one, fourth one, fifth one. So now, one to another, it follows like this, and it follows a shape of what? That is grapes. That is why it is called grapevine communication. Clear? The spread of rumors. Now, how do managers Sunrise leverage both formal and informal structures? Leverage means take the help of both formal and informal structures. So collaboration is there. Collaboration means coordination, okay, and through committees and social events. Now the difference between formal and informal. The formal structure is based on hierarchy and rules, whereas informal arises from social interaction. Now, next question. Again, this is previous year question. The the question which is of red mark question, that is of previous year question. So I have highlighted that question which is of previous year. Now you have to find the incorrect statement about classical or traditional school of management. So classical or traditional school of management, what it says, the theory looks at the organization as a machine and the employees as its part or important only as a means of production. So this theory talks about that the we have to use more and more technology. Classical or traditional school. Now, the classical school believes in use of technology. Yes, correct. It assumes employees continuity irrespective of organizational changes. No matter how many changes you are doing in your company, your employees will always be stick to your company. That is their continuity is there. Now, incorrect was asking that thought has two different perspectives, human relation and psychology. Yes, this is also correct, but this is not the part of your classical or traditional school of management. This is the part of which theory? Can anybody tell me which theory? This is the part of which theory? It starts from the letter B. So it is behavioral and neoclassical theory. Thought has two different perspectives. This is related to new classical or behavioral school. Now, next question. We have some questions on the leadership approaches, not approaches, styles. In crisis situation requiring immediate action, which leadership style is most likely to be effective due to its C? Keyword is given centralized decision making and direct approach. In which type of leadership the authority is taken by the at central point? Means decision making authority lies with the top person. In laissez-faire, democratic, autocratic, or transformation? Yes, it is autocratic, or another name of autocratic. Another name of autocratic. Quickly, another name of autocratic. Authoritarian. Okay. Now, next. Which of the following scenarios best illustrates the use of legitimate power? So, sources of authority. We have questions from sources of authority. There are 6 sources of authority, na? 6 types of power. One is legitimate power. Yes, correct. It is authoritative. An IT manager is respected for their deep technical knowledge. Legitimate power means what? The power which comes from the position, from the role, from the hierarchy, by virtue of position. So it is a department head makes a decision that must be followed because of their formal authority. So it is C. Now, which of the following tells you about encoding from these 4 statements? We have 2 words now in communication, encoding and next is decoding. So sender interprets the message, transmitted, receiver is providing you the feedback, or sender converts an idea into symbols or language. So encoding is what? You encode the message. Who encodes the message? The sender encodes the message. And who decodes the message? The receiver, the one who is receiving the message, the receiver will decode the message. So encoding is what? The sender converts an idea into symbols or language. No, sender interprets the message. Who will interpret the message? Sender or receiver? Receiver will interpret the message. No? Receiver will interpret the message and this is called decoding. Now, encoding is what? When sender converts his or her message into an idea, into symbols or different languages. Clear? The 41 option D is the correct answer. Now, next correct sequence you have to find. See, from the elimination method, you can easily find out the answer of this. Elimination is what? First message will come or first sender will come? First sender will come. This is easily eliminated. Now, if you will see over here that it is not written that it is a linear type of communication or the Burlow's model or the you can say the Shannon and Weaver model. So it is not written anything over here. Simply it is written the process of communication. So in communication process there is feedback. Now, so feedback is given over here only. So sender will encode the message. Okay. Now, what sender will encode the message? Sender will send that message with the help of channel. Now, when receiver will receive that message, now receiver will try to decode your message, what you have written, what you have said, and then receiver will give you the feedback. That is option number B. Yes, 42B. Now, two statements are given, vision and mission, very, very important. And in your book also, there is one chart of vision and mission. So, go through at least the bank one. Two banks are of given vision and mission statement of two bank. The one is SBI and the one is PNB. So, at least go through these two. Okay, the statement. What is vision and mission? Vision talks about what? Vision talks about the future oriented, long term aspiration, what it hopes to achieve. Means, what is your vision? Where you are seeing your company after 10 years? Where are you seeing your company after 10 years? That is your vision. Now, mission talks about the present scenario. Now, what is your monthly target? What is your weekly target? Your current purpose. So both the statements are true. So, this is all about vision and mission. So, when the PDF will be uploaded, so later on, read it at least once. Clear? Now, question number 44. Total we have 75 questions. About the controlling function. And we have to find the which statements are correct. Controlling ensures that actual performance matches your planned performance. Planned performance means the standard performance. Yes, correct. Now, controlling is a continuous process. Yes, this one is also correct. Controlling is only concerned with financial result. It is only concerned with financial result. No, it is concerned with many more other things. So this statement is wrong. So we have 1, 2 correct statement and 3 is wrong. 1, 2, 4. That is option 2. Identifying deviations, yes. And once you have identified the deviation, the differences, now the company will take the corrective actions to resolve them. So controlling is not limited to financial result. It applies to all other areas of performance. Now, some true-false questions are there. From 45 to 49. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Okay, tell me the answer of from 45 to 49. Nudge theory is a part of what? The change management of theory. In change management, we have different theories. So now, nudge theory, what it says, it aims to restrict individual freedom of choice in order to achieve desired outcomes. It aims to restrict or nudge theory says that a gentle push is required to your employees to make them mentally prepare for the changes. So it is false. According to nudge theory, changing the default option can significantly influence people's decision, even if the choices remain available. So if you are changing anything in your company, okay, and if you are not taking their choices, so again, they will significantly influence the people decision. Yes, true. Now, Seki model is what? Who have given this Seki model? Two-person has given Nonaka and Takeuchi. Given this Seki model. Now, in Seki model, E stands for externalization. It refers to the process of converting the tacit knowledge. Tacit means the hidden knowledge into the explicit knowledge. Yes, it is true. And in Seki model, S stands for socialization, C stands for combination, and I stands for internalization. Now, socialization, it is the process by which explicit knowledge is shared through documentation, means socialization, that is, you are learning from social interaction. Okay, you are learning from observation. So it is shared directly through documentation? No. It is shared with the help of people available. Okay, you are learning from your society, from your learning from observation, from experience. Now, Deming's TQM principle emphasizes building quality into the process rather than relying solely on inspection. Yes, TQM talks about the TQM talks about what? The building quality into the process. So it is true. Clear? Done? So we have what? We have false, true, true, false, true. False, true, true, false, true. All the options are correct. Now, so this is Seki model given by Nonaka and Takeuchi. It is the framework for knowledge management, and Seki stands for socialization, then externalization, combination, and internalization. Now, socialization, tacit to tacit, sharing experience from one person to another, like from observation, from imitation, from practice, from experience. Now, externalization, that is turning the tacit knowledge into the explicit knowledge. Explicit knowledge means what? You are learning from your competitors and you are using that knowledge in your practical life. You will use that you are learning by to use that knowledge in your practical life. Then combination of S and E, socialization and externalization, so combining different pieces of explicit knowledge to form a new knowledge. What you have learned from society, what you have learned from your competitors, now you are combining these two knowledge to form a new knowledge of your own. And internalization is that you are using that knowledge in your practical life. So explicit knowledge and making it part of your personal skills. Clear? Now, so this is all about the explanation of your true false question. Now, question number 50 and 51. Digital divide. What is digital divide? Digital divide is what? It is the gap between those who can access the technologies and those who cannot access the technology, who cannot access the internet. Like there are some people who can access the technology, who can access internet, okay, and there are some people who cannot access the internet. Like the urban people, they know how to use the technology, but rural people, they don't know how to use the technology. This is what? This is the digital divide between these two. Option number D. Clear? Yes. Now, which group is more likely to face challenges due to digital divide? The people who are living in semi-urban, or you can say the rural areas, like the rural and low-income population. Clear? Now, next, regarding techniques of managerial control, consider the following statements. Again, four statements are given. You have to find the correct one. So budgetary control is what? It is a quantitative technique. You make budgets for your companies. Yes, and budget is calculated in numbers. Management by exception, what it says that you have to do, see, the MBE, what it says that the manager is required not to pay attention on each and every activity. Manager should pay attention only on those activities which are the crucial for their companies. The rest of the activities their employees can handle, their people can handle. So exception talks about focuses attention on significant deviation. Now, personal observation, it is the qualitative control technique, or ratio analysis is unrelated to control. So ratio analysis is unrelated to control. This is wrong. Rest three of the statements are correct. Done. Personal observation is qualitative. Personal observation means you yourself are going, you yourself are visiting, and you are observing the, you can say the levels of the person, the level of your employees. 1, 2, 3 is correct. Clear? Now, next. Internal business environment and external business environment. So we have two types of environment, internal and external. Internal includes all your financial resources, all your company's culture, then your, you can say physical resources, the vision and mission statements. So these are your internal part. Correct? It is consists of factors such as company resources, management, organizational culture. Now, statement 2 is external business. It includes in external business, we have two elements, micro and macro. Micro consists of your customers, your clients, your stakeholders, then your shareholders. No, not shareholders. This one, customer, client, stakeholders, then your suppliers. And macro includes, this is specific. Wait, I guess it's not visible. Okay, so my macro, it includes the pestle. So both the statements are correct. Now, we have business model and a related question. Again, this is previous year question. Time model, multi-component model, advertisement or efficiency model. Now, read from the right part, the biggest big part. Now, these model offer the basic product free and make money through advertising. So, see from the advertising word, it is clear. It is advertisement model. This model depends on how fast R&D happens. How fast R&D happens means you have to take care of the time also. So that is time model. Now, don't depend that when your competitor will launch the product, then you will launch the product. No, if you have made the product, then launch it as soon as possible. Such model have been used by companies like Gillette and HP. So it is multi-component model and last is efficiency model. So that is 2314. Yes, correct. 54A. Now, management approaches are given on the one side and another side their definitions. So contemporary school of management. Now, what it says, further continuous research is giving rise to new approaches to management. Total quality management, learning organization are quite relevant in this context. That is our contemporary school of management. Now, it talks about the scientific behavior, system approaches, management. There cannot be unique way of managing an organization. So it is contingency school. Now, system school of management, concept of management being an open system. Management is an open system, school of system. And quantitative, or what it says that science under this approach. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Option D. Clear? It is option D. Now, next question about autocratic leadership style. Leader make decisions independently. Yes, true. In autocratic, what we have seen that leader has the central power. The central authority lies with the leader, the top manager. So they take decisions independently. Clear. It is effective in crisis situation. Yes, whenever shortage or crisis comes, the only leader will take the decisions on behalf of all those outcomes. Correct. It encourages high employment participation is there in autocratic. Is it so? High employment participation is where? It is in participative. Now, it can lead to low team morale. Yes, if you are using more and more your control on other people, then there will be low team morale. So 1, 2, and 4 are correct. 1, 2, and 4. D. Yes, it is 56D. Now, so 1, 2, and 3. Now, next question, MBO. What is the correct sequence of MBO? So in this step, we need to encourage participation from staff. We need to communicate. So first you will what? First, what you will do? First, you will establish your goals. First, you will establish your goals. Then what you will do? Once you have established your goals, then you will communicate with your employees. Communication is there. After communication, you will take the help from your employees. You will ask them to participate. After participating, what you will do? You will see that whether they are working properly or not. You will monitor their activities, and at last, if they have done tremendous work, if they have done good work, then you will give them the rewards. Otherwise, punishment. So this is establishing goals are where. So 3. Now 3 is the first statement. So the rest all other statements eliminated, and 3, 2. Yes, this one 2. Then you will participate 1. Then monitor. At last, you will do the reward. So option D is correct answer. Yes, correct. 57D. Only one person is giving me the answer. Only Swati ji is giving the answer. Rest, everyone, at least try to give the answer. It doesn't matter you give right or wrong. What matter is you are giving the answers. Now, let's talk about the strategy. So we have three strategy: the corporate, business, and functional strategy. So in corporate strategy, there is one keyword. Now, if you will see, all are related. In corporate strategy, what is the keyword? That is, it covers overall the direction followed by the company. Now, business strategy is what? In business strategy, what we how we make the strategy based on the level of product, the function, departments would normally be prepared at the level of business unit or level of product, and functional strategy is on the basis of functional areas. One, two, three, option A. Now, next, which type of recruitment involves employees seeking employment with a new business offering a better fit for their skill set? So we have done the types of recruitment. All types of recruitment are very, very important. Now, internal recruitment, you are recruiting from your company only, that is internal. Now, reverse recruitment is when you feel that the employees who are working in your company, they are having more caliber, they are more intelligent, they can do some other work. Means they are not fit in the work which they are performing. So what you do in this case, this is the reverse of traditional type of recruiting. It is reverse recruiting. So in normal recruiting, what you do? There is one job vacancy, you recruit the people, but in reverse recruiting, you are putting that person in the more higher level. Why? Because this person is best suited to work over there. That is reverse recruiting. Okay. Retained recruiting is what? You pay the fee to the retainer company to get the to get suitable candidate for your company. And outplacement recruitment is what? This is such type of recruitment when those employees who have laid off from their company, now you are providing the jobs to these employees. So this will come under outplacement recruitment. So it is reverse recruitment, not internal. Okay. So you are seeing what? Employees seeking employment with new business, offering a better fit. They can work in a more better place. Clear? Now, who has given the span of control? Who has given span of control? That is VA Gracunus. Okay, the name of this course. Now, next, laissez-faire leadership. Again, four statements are given to you. Laissez-faire means let them do freely. Let them free. Let them do freely. That is laissez-faire. So leader delegates decision-making authority to team. Yes, leader is delegating decision-making, giving them, okay, I have given you the freedom, I have given you the liberty. Now you take your own decision, you take your own actions and bring positive results in the company. So I'm giving you freedom. This statement is correct. It works when the laborers are highly skilled and self-motivated. That then only the leader will give them the opportunity to work in a more freedom way. It may lead to lack of direction and inexperienced team. Yes, if laborers are not skilled, then it may lead to lack of direction. Correct. The leader closely supervise activities. No, in lessons where a leader gives them the freedom to do whatever they want to do. So here leader will not going to supervise the activity. If leader is supervising, then there will be no lack of direction. One, two, three are correct. Option D. Now, next, about participatory style of leadership is not true. You have to find the answer which is not true. So in participatory style of leadership, what happens? In participatory style of leadership means work. The leaders, they are including the employees in decision making process. They are telling employees that you can participate in the decision making activities. The work is distributed among the workers by the leader. Throughout the process of the work, the leader offers advice. Yes, leader, the decision that the leader makes are dependent on the findings that are gleaned from the workforce. Yes, the leader does not delegate any task to the members of the workforce. Now, which one? Not true, it is being asked. So this is not true. In here, leader, they delegate the task to their workers. Option D is correct answer. Clear? No, leader will offer the advice and direction. Yes, 62D. Now, 63. Which internal control framework identifies five components of internal control? In COSO, ITGC, PERT, or COBIT? The five components of internal control are included where? In COBIT. So this is all about your COBIT. Full form is control objectives for information and related technology. Again, it helps in managing what? Your IT, information technology. Who has developed the COVID? ISACA Information System Audit and Control Association. Clear? So these are all the important points related to COVID. Now, again, two statements are given. Division of work. What is division of work? That is, work should be divided into small and simpler units so that everyone can better understand. So, division of work. Henry Fayol states specialization increases efficiency and productivity. Yes, correct. Now, according to Henry Fayol, each employee should perform multiple unrelated tasks. See, two things are given. One is multiple tasks and another is given unrelated tasks. No. To enhance their versatility, with this, the versatility will enhance. No. So that this statement is wrong. Statement 1 is true and 2 is false. 64C. Clear? Now, again, two statements are given. According to Henry Fayol, principle of scalar chain is chain of command, can be passed in urgent situation through gang plan. Yes, correct. Scalar chain is what? Like if A want to convey any kind of message to D. D is at the top level. So A will first convey to B, B to C, then C to D. This is what? This is scalar chain. What it says, scalar chain can be, it can be uh, it can be breakdown when urgent situations are there. In emergency, this scalar chain can be breakdown. Yes, with the help of gang plan. Correct. Now, this gang plan allows direct communication between employees at the same hierarchical level or different. Both statements are correct. So, if there are emergency or if there is any kind of urgent situation, so the scalar chain can be breakdown through gang plan. Now, what is this gang plan? This is gang plan. When the chain was like this, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is the chain. Now, this chain can be breakdown in case of emergency. So, in this, D can communicate to C also, B also, A also, E also, E can communicate to A also. So, like this gang plan chain can be made when in case of emergency. Now, again, two statements are given to you. It is multi-component model. In razor and blade business model, the core product is sold at a low price. Tell me, while complementary consumables are sold at a higher margin. Just now we have done this question. In this, the core product is sold at a low price or high price. So core product is sold at a low price, and the profit you will earn from your, you can say, the another product. Means the razor is sold at a low price and its blade are sold at a high price. Simply, we have one more example like the printer and cartridge. Now, printer is sold comparatively lower price, but its cartridge are sold at a higher price. So that is option one is correct. Now, this model relies on recurring purchase of the core product to generate long-term profit. This is wrong. Why? See, statement 2 says that model relies on recurring purchase. Recurring purchase of the core product means core product is purchased every time. Is core product is purchased every time or the this complementary products is purchased every time? Tell me. Company makes profit from its complementary product, not from its core product. So this statement is wrong. Option number C. Now, next, best describes the line and staff organization. Okay, line and staff organization. So line managers, what is the work of line manager? Line is what the old type of structure and staff is new type of structure. So both are together formed known as line and staff. Now, line organization, what line managers do? The line managers, they make decisions. While staff managers, they are only allowed to give their advices, to give their suggestions. So that is line managers make decision while staff specialists offer expert advice. Clear? Okay. So this is the difference between line and staff. So this is very, very important. Line managers, they make decision or they give command to the people, they give order to the people, whereas staff of specialists, they offer expert advice. Here, they are only allowed to give advices or suggestions. Now, correct sequence in organizing process. '68. Again, I'm telling you, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe the channel. And if you feel that anybody, so you are watching the sessions of anybody, if you feel that session is beneficial to you, okay, kindly like the session. Now, steps of organizing is what? First, you will identify and you divide your work. Then you will do departmentalization. You will make, you can say, the similar type of departments. After that, you will assign the duties to your employees. And at last, reporting relationship. Option number B. Clear? Now, next, ROI, return on investment. What is return on investment? So, return on investment, it measures the profit made from capital invested. Now, question number 70, 71, 72. Answer the question. Most effective for multinational corporation, seeking both global integration also and the local area also. Functional, matrix, divisional or network. So functional structure because it centralizes expertise. Matrix structure because it combines product and geographic division. Yes, option B is correct answer. Now, which of the following best describes the flow of authority and responsibility? Flow of authority and responsibility. Informal, no. Personal relationship, no. Random and flexible is formal authority. Formal organization is flexible or it is rigid. It is rigid. It is slow. So that is predetermined and documented in writing. Now, who has given the concept of bureaucracy? No, it is not circular and informal. Informal is there, na? And question is asking formal. Now, who has given the term bureaucratic management? So, bureaucracy is what? A set of clear hierarchies. Rank is known as bureaucracy. So, given by Max Weber. Yes, correct. Now, 73, 74. Again, product lines are given. Now, so product lines are given. Sales, marketing, production teams are given. So, divisional structure. Now, which of the following is not a typical advantage of hierarchical organizational structure? Not, it is asking not. In hierarchical organizational structure, what is there? Clear chain of command is there. Quick response to change. In if hierarchy is made, can you change this hierarchy? Tell me, can you change this hierarchy? Or if you have asked anything from the top management, from the middle management, do they give response to quickly? So this is not the advantage. Clear? Now, so this we have answered for rest of your questions. Now, last question of today's session. Which of the following statement is true? Two statements are given. A plan is an arrangement, a pattern, a program, or a scheme for a definite purpose. It is very concrete. Concrete means you can say to the point. In nature, does not allow for deviation. A strategy, on the other hand, is a blueprint, a roadmap, you can say, a design or idea to accomplish specific goals. It is flexible if required. The strategies can be changed. Like if you have made strategy. Now, if that strategy is not working properly into your company, now what company will do, organization will do, they can change their strategy. Tell me. So that is both the statements are correct. Clear? Okay, one more question is there. Let's do one more. Question number 76. You have to find the most accurate statement for gap analysis. So gap analysis is what? It is one tool Now, what does gap analysis will tell you? It tells you, suppose you have a target of producing in a month 10,000 units of goods. Now, this is your target, but you have actually performed actually performed like let's take an example 8,000. You have actually made you have actually produced 8,000 units of goods in 1 month. Now, the target was this, but actually the work was done how much? 8,000 units. Now the difference between these two is what? Your gap. And the one which you have analyzed is the difference. It is known as gap analysis. So 2,000 units is what? Your gap analysis. So gap analysis is primarily used to assess the organization's current performance, understand its weakness and bridge gaps between different scenarios. Clear? Okay. So what is the current performance? You will understand the weakness and you will try to bridge gap between different scenarios. Now, gap analysis helps identify external opportunities. See, identification of external opportunities is the part of the gap analysis, but it is not your gap analysis. Gap analysis means what? The deviations. Now, why this deviation occurred? Why this deviation occurred? That you are identifying, that you are measuring, that is the external opportunities. So complex, time-consuming tool for financial analysis primarily used to determine organization's profitability. So the best suitable statement is option number. Clear? Done. Question number 76. Okay. So we have completed total 76 questions today, and tomorrow also we are having sessions of questions on module B. So in that also the 75 questions will be there. Any doubt to anyone till now in all these questions? Any doubt? I'm waiting for 1 minute. If you have any doubt, then ask me. And after the session gets end, I will upload the PDF. Okay, so let's meet tomorrow for the module B session, where we will be discussing the case study numerical questions also, because module B and module C, these two modules comprises of numerical questions as well. See, PERT and CPM. Wait, I have, okay. Now, PERT is what? Like suppose I have taken the example of what? Launching. Suppose you have to launch one app in your bank. Okay, suppose you are in Union Bank of India, you want to make Union Bank of India app for the customers. Clear? But you don't know that how much time it will take to complete this particular app. Where the time period is uncertain, you are uncertain of the time period, you cannot predict the time period, there you will use the code. You will take three scenarios. That the best one, that if less time it will take to complete, how much less time it will take to complete. Like for you, what is the best scenario? The less time, that is the best scenario. Suppose let's take an example, 2 days is the best scenario for you. Now, what is the normal scenario? 5 days is the normal scenario. And what is the pessimistic, the bad scenario? That is the 7 days. Now, the longer time it will take to complete, the 7 days is there, and the minimum time it will take to complete this particular you can say the app, that is 2 days. So PERT is used in that case where we don't know how much time it will take to complete, okay, on any project or on any activity. If you are doing any activity in your business, you are unaware of the time, you will use PERT. Now CPM is what? CPM is, you know the time, you know that if I will launch this, if I will make this app, it will take 10 days for me to complete this app. Now in this 10 days, you know that 10 days it will take, but you are finding the shortest way. You are finding the shortest way that how you can complete from 10 days to within 7 days. That is CPM. Clear? So critical path is what? That is the longest path, you know that it will take 10 days. Now that critical path, you can say you are reducing the time period of that path, of that activity. Now it's clear, the critical path method and PERT. Okay, chal. So let's meet tomorrow. Till then, take care everyone. Goodbye. And tomorrow in the morning, 7 a.m. Tomorrow in the morning, 7 a.m. we have our capsule batch 4. Okay, from 7 to 9 a.m. in the morning. And we will be doing the rest part of module B and we will start module C also. Okay, chal. Bye bye everyone. And don't worry, just now I'll upload the PDF. So you all can download the PDF and go through it. Chal. Bye bye everyone.